Right friends, welcome back to fourth capsule. This is on India and water. This fourth capsule is on India and water, and the fifth capsule is on Kaveri dispute. Please view the fourth capsule first, then listen to the Kaveri dispute. So here in this capsule, we are trying to make you understand what is the need of the hour as far as water is concerned in our country. Here I have given some factual information as far as water is concerned, and some of the factual information is taken from the article written by Amitabh Kant, CEO of Niti Aayog, and India has got 4% of world's fresh water reserves. India has got just 4% of world's fresh water reserves, whereas the population of our country is around 17%. So the population is around 17%, but fresh water reserves available in our country are just 4%. And per capita availability of water in our country comes to 1544 cubic meters. And if you look at the water consumption pattern in our country, 84% goes for irrigation purposes. 84% goes for irrigation purposes, and it clearly indicates that there is a need to have a relook at the water guzzling crops like rice, sugarcane, etc. We switched over to water consuming crops like rice, sugarcane, and the need of the hour is at least part of the areas should be diverted to crops like pulses, jawar, bajra, ragi. So there is a need for switching over to these crops. Then we are exploiting more and more groundwater, and our irrigation constitutes 62% from groundwater. And at the same time, our rural water needs are met with 85% from groundwater, and the urban water needs are met with 50% of groundwater. What I mean to convey is we are exploiting more and more groundwater in our country. That is the most important point to note, because more and more exploitation of groundwater will lead to going down and down groundwater table level. The next point is, in our country, we are using 2 to 4 times more water to produce 1 unit of major food crop in comparison to the countries like China, United States of America, Brazil. And another important aspect is scientific usage in our country is non-existent. And another important aspect is, as per Central Groundwater Board report, 62% of blocks or mandals are overstressed as far as availability of water is concerned. And under these circumstances, I would like to make you understand certain aspects, that means certain measures undertaken by some of the state governments. Let us look at Rajasthan government. Rajasthan government has undertaken Mukhyamantri Jal Swavalamban Abhiyan, and here the main purpose of this program is detailed mapping of each and every water structure and development of integrated watershed programs. You may ask, what is meant by watershed program? Please look into this slide. This is example of watershed program. That means construction of check dams so as to impound water, and ultimately the water will percolate down to the ground. And this is one example of this watershed program. And for this purpose, Mahatma Gandhi Narega and various state schemes will be converged for the integration of various water conservation works. This is the experiment of Rajasthan. And if you look at the Telangana experiment, all of you are well aware, the erstwhile Nizam government has constructed several tanks in Telangana area, and now the Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has undertaken Mission Kakatiya. Mission Kakatiya is basically desilting of tanks, restoring tanks to the original level. That is the main purpose of Mission Kakatiya. If you look at Madhya Pradesh, recently the state launched tail end first rule. This facilitates tail-end farmers receiving canal water first, and with this measure, state government is distributing water in orderly manner. And if you look at Andhra Pradesh government, 55,000 farm ponds have been developed as stated by the state government, and all of them have been geotagged. So, these are some of the experiments and some of the water conservation measures undertaken by various state governments in recent times. And now, finally, what is the need of the hour? The need of the hour is, first and the foremost, is efficient use of water in agriculture sector. And most of the water is consumed by crops like rice, sugarcane, and the need of the hour is to go for water efficient agriculture. So, efficient use of water in agriculture is the need of the hour. Second one is regulation and management of groundwater scientifically with aquifer mapping. With the mapping of the underground availability of water, then scientifically groundwater is to be used. That is another important aspect. Then third point is, now several states are giving free power to farmers, and some of the states are giving subsidized power to farmers. Because of free power, because of subsidized power, there is every possibility that the farmers may use water more than required. So, the need of the hour is to look at such policies. Then another important aspect is government's policies increasing minimum support prices for food crops like rice, wheat. As government is increasing the minimum support price every year for rice, wheat, then the interest of farmers to grow crops like Rocky, Jawar, Bajra, pulses is coming down. You may ask what is meant by Jawar, Bajra. Please look into this slide. This is example, or this is the picture of a Jawar crop. This is the picture of a Bajra crop, and at the same time pulses. People's preferences, wherever irrigation facilities are available, farmers are just going blindly for rice or wheat. They are not looking at other crops, and the recent crisis in pulses is a classic example of that. Then another important aspect is innovative agricultural practices should become a mass movement with more and more drip irrigation and more sprinkler irrigation. With more and more drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation, innovative agricultural practices have to be undertaken by the farmers. And system of rice intensification, that is Sri cultivation of rice, is one example where the consumption of water can be reduced, and farmers should look at such innovative practices. The other one is restoration, rejuvenation and renovation of existing water bodies. Several water bodies like tanks, ponds available in the country, and gradually in due course of time, because of urbanization, because of other reasons, these are being silted, and some of the tanks have been disappeared in recent times. So, the immediate need is restoration, rejuvenation and renovation of existing water bodies. Recharge wells must be made mandatory for water harvesting. Water harvesting must be made mandatory before giving permission for any structure. Then Singapore's example of separating wastewater and drainage water should be thought of, at least in some metropolitan cities. Water is to be separated. Wastewater as well as drainage water must be separated, and that should be recycled for reuse. At least part of the water recycled can be used for agricultural purpose. Then Israel's experiments with the water efficiency in agriculture is classic example, and India should emulate Israel's experience. Then groundwater recharge in foothills of Terai in Uttar Pradesh, as well as Aravali foothills in states like Haryana and Rajasthan, and marshy lands and wetlands in the country are to be protected by declaring them as environmentally sensitive zones. So this is the need of the hour as far as water stress in our country is concerned. And the need of the hour is to create awareness among the masses of the country with regard to the usage of water. Right, friends? This is about India and water, and please view the fifth capsule with regard to Kaveri dispute. Right, friends? Have a nice day. Thank you.